Osborne. Number 76, Brody Howe. Number 11, Shane Jenkins. Number 24, J.J. Burgess. In goal, number 27, Marco Stropke. And number 15, Blaine Favero. The Mustangs are coached by Justin Osborne, assisted by Mike Silliman. And now for your Gateway Gators. Number 3, Caleb Sonnefelt. Number 4, Connor Smith. Number 7, Reed Davis. Number 8, Princeton White. Number 10, Dallas Steele. Number 11, Connor Olson. Number 12, Colin Ireland. Number 13, Maddox Steele. Number 15, Elijah Michelle Johnson. Number 16, Jaden Hale. Number 17, Colin Valentine. Number 21, Jacob Williams. In goal, number 23, Torin Ray. Number 26, Carl Jackson. And number 40, Gavin Matthews. The Gators are coached by Dan Alexander, assisted by Jacob Zavuto and Dan Matthews. Managers Donna Alexander and April Jacko, and the trainer Chris Klecker. Now it's time to play ball.
It's non-section WPIAL boys lacrosse here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, as the Gateway Gators take on the nearby Plum Mustangs in Class 2A battle. Nathan Bryce here, pleased to be on the call today here on Gateway Gator Productions, as we are ready for opening face-off between the Gators and the Mustangs. Gators coming into this one winless on the season, 0-8 in section play, 0-9 overall. So one non-section matchup to date for the Gators. For the Mustangs coming in 3-5 overall, 2-3 in section play, as the Mustangs get set up into their offense here in the early goings. Plum in their all-black unis with purple lettering. The Gators in all-white, black letterings. As Caden Anderson, the top goal scorer for the Mustangs, with an early shot towards the cage, goes a little bit wide, and Mustangs will retain possession here. Another shot from well out, and the Mustangs get on the board. Great ball movement, works it out high, and finishing it off is Brody Howe. Coming into this one, had 7 goals in the past 3 games, so adds to that goal total. Now 12 goals on the year, quite quickly for the Mustangs. Just 45 seconds into this one. And in the cage for Gateway this evening, it's Torin Ray, who's taken over for Max Goss, who was the starting goalkeeper. And there's a great shot the other way by Jacob Williams for Gateway. Good response here off of that opening goal from Plum. Gateway able to work it in, and Jacob Williams got a good look on the Plum goalkeeper, Marco Stropka. Whistle here. Net a little bit off line as they fix it inside that crease. And it'll be Gateway ball deep into the offensive side of the field for the Gators. Gateway struggling at times this season to put the ball in the back of the cage. Most recently coming off of a 16-2 setback to Greater Latrobe, and shot on net saved by Stropka and quickly cleared by the Mustangs. Ball thrown to the near sideline and unable to come up with it. As the Mustangs throw it out of bounds, giving the ball right back to the Gators. So short-lived possession for the Mustangs. Now the Gators give it right back to the Mustangs. Quick work here to goal for the Mustangs. Tremendous ball movement off the turnover. And Plum quickly up 2-0. As Connor Silliman puts the Mustangs up by 2.
Goal by number 9, Connor Silliman.
For the Mustangs, this is a good non-section matchup to have as you go and finish out your section play, as they sit 7th in Section 2 behind Freeport with a 2-3 section record. Top 6 teams make the postseason. And there's another quick shot. And lightning quick, the Mustangs are up 3-0. Caden Anderson with the shot and score makes it 3-0.
On that goal, Caden Anderson.
Just 15 seconds apart between the Mustangs' goal. So nearly 3 minutes into this contest, and Plum up 3-0 on the Gators with 3 separate goal scorers with Brody Howell, Connor Silliman, and Caden Anderson. As the Mustangs return to the offensive side of the field. Great step there defensively from Gavin Williams, able to stand in the way. The 6'4" sophomore defender, long stick defender for the Gators, able to take away a shooting opportunity for the Mustangs. Shot from way out high again. Deflected on the way in. Trying to scoop it up is Torin Ray, and he does come up with it. Torin Ray, the freshman, standing at 5'7", and had a chance to speak to Dan Alexander, the head coach for the Gators, coming into this one. This is only Ray's 4th game in the cage, who had to step in for Max Goss, who's unavailable to play today. And Ray has been super selfless about it, has been able to step in and has been enjoying it. And when I talked to Alexander, he said Ray might be the only goalkeeper that laughs when he gets shots faced towards him. Takes everything with a smile. As the Gators defense trying to shut down the Mustangs here. They do. Loose ball on the turf. Picked up momentarily by Colin Ireland. Still loose. And Plum finally comes away with it, but still loose again. Ireland there in the area for the Gators, as well as Colin Valentine, the senior leader on this defense, one of the 4 captains that the Gateway Gators have. And a big hit right around the 45-yard line. That one from Connor Olson to an unsuspecting Mustangs player. Got knocked down to the turf, and flag on the far sideline. And they're going to call head contact. So Connor Olson, the one that laid the hit, is going to go to the box. Plum in their man-up offense. 6-on-5 in front of Torn Ray. Shoved there by Ireland. Pesky defense here from the Gators, down a man. Have to be careful, going to leave a guy open, and the ball is thrown away, so it pays off for Gateway. A little bit more aggressive defensively. Gets Plum to throw the ball away. Plum with the ball here. Off the post. That one went sky high to the near sideline off the post. Ball hopping its way towards midfield. Whistle blown. So Gateway will go down 2 players. Connor Smith will come over, take a seat. So now we go 6-on-4, the Mustangs. Just looking for a crease. Fires one towards the net, but that one's blocked on the way in. Gavin Williams trying to pick it up, still loose on the turf. And that one almost rolling in. Torn Ray luckily picks up the ball just inches away from going in. And this one sent all the way downfield. Connor Olson awaiting the ball, and he picks it up. Olson's going to take the shot and stop there by Stropka. Looked like that one was going wide, but nonetheless, Stropka there, the junior goalkeeper for the Mustangs, and now sends it right back up. Quick offense from the Mustangs towards the net. As that one goes wide of the net and out of bounds. 3-0, Plum leads. Right in the middle. And a save there by Ray, but the rebound is stuffed in by Plum. And Brody Howe gets his second of the game for the Mustangs. The initial shot stopped by Torn Ray, but that rebound just sitting right there for Brody Howe. And when you give Howe the time and space, he can bury it past you as he just continues to put the ball in the back of the cage for the Mustangs. Second of the game. Now 9 goals in his past 4 contests. Face-off up for grabs, but eventually pulled away by Plum, and they score just like that. It's 4-0, 5-0 now, Plum. And Gateway will call a timeout. So with Plum leading 5-0 over the Gateway Gators, we'll step aside here on Gateway Gator Productions.
Special thanks to the Plum bench for helping us spot here tonight. Those numbers are a little bit tough to read.
Just over 6 minutes into this contest, and the Plum Mustangs have powered out to a 5-0 lead over the Gateway Gators. Matthew Amon with the most recent tally for the Mustangs. Started off quickly with Brody Howe scoring 45 seconds into the game, then had some time off a little bit for the offense for the Plum. Gateway had a couple looks on net. Then 15 seconds apart went Silliman and Anderson. Then Howe scored the 4th tally, and then Amon bumping this lead up to 5 for the Mustangs as they reset offensively, but taken away by Ray. Ray just trying to heave it downfield. Cross midline, loose ball on the turf, and it's caught midair by Jacob Williams. Jacob Williams slowing things down.
Jacob Williams has it. Behind the net, centering pass.
Pass centered out there. Connor Olson had no clue where that one went. Bounced around behind him, finally picks it up with the help of his teammates. Long shot towards the net. High right past the net, but Jacob Williams behind the cage for the Gators. Reed Davis with it, trying to shake off his defender. Davis is just going to take one towards the net, and right now it looks like the game plan for the Gators is just take shots whenever you can out high and hopefully can get something to go or get a rebound, and the Gators are going to get this one back. Dallas Steele. Dallas Steele out to Davis. Davis can't corral it. That one's rolling towards the near sideline and picked up. Initially stopped there by Caden Anderson. Loose ball was picked up by Reed Davis, but now back on the turf. Couple scoop attempts. Finally, Plum able to gain control. A little over 4 minutes left in this first quarter of action. Shot towards the net. Ray had a piece of it, but bounced behind him. Centering pass is intercepted, but Plum once again with the tenacity to get it back. They've done that several times today so far through this first quarter, battling to get these loose balls. And even when Gateway does pick it up, they find a way to dislodge it and get it back. And there's an interception. Another shot towards Ray, and he makes the save. Ray fires it out. Scooped up there by Blaine Favreau. Out of his cage is Strupka. That one picked up by Gateway, and a good shot towards the cage. Point blank from Maddox Steele, but he can't get it to go. Strupka with the save and quickly moved ahead. Centering pass there. Ray got a piece of it, looked like with his shoulder. Plum continues this possession. Turning shot, stick in the way by Gavin Williams. That one errant pass bouncing its way towards midfield, but luckily Plum able to scoop it up. Surveying is Connor Riley. He drops it back out. Bouncing shot towards the cage from Nico Leskovic. Goes just wide. Plum with a long possession here. A little over 2 minutes left. And a shot from way downtown goes in for the Mustangs. It's Caden Anderson. As Plum goes up 6-0. An excellent shot from out high from Caden Anderson. And he has his second of the game.
Number 8, Caden Anderson.
For Plum right now, looking for their 4th overall win of the season, which would be quite huge for the Mustangs. Only one time have they done that in their program history. Head coach Justin Osborne in his 2nd year looking to guide his team to their 4th win with a handful of games left. They'll travel to Indiana on Monday before taking on Hampton on May 1st, Shaler a few days after that on May 3rd, and then Mars on the 6th. The perennial power here in Class 2A, and Plum adds to their total. Plum just continues to stack goals here. Shane Jenkins with the goal for Plum. So for the Mustangs, getting a handful of different goal scorers, spreading the wealth around. Anderson with 2. Then Jenkins and Amon, the freshmen, also have a tally apiece. Connor Silliman with a goal, and Brody Howe also with 2. Gateway just looking for 1 goal here. Trying to break through on Stropka. Trying to backhand shovel shot there. Looked to be Maddox Steele with that attempt. Goes out, but it is Plum's ball. Plum coming into this one, 64 total goals on the year. They've given up 91. For the Gators, they've scored just 9 on the year. Highest output of the season so far came back on April 18th against Seton LaSalle, where they scored 3, but Plum adds another one here. Plum really just hasn't wasted much time getting balls towards the net, and they're racking up the goals here in the first quarter. Brody Howe with the hat trick for the Mustangs. With 38 seconds left on the board. And right off the face-off go the Mustangs. Hurrying in, centering pass, can't connect. Bouncing its way towards the sideline, but scooped up quickly by the Mustangs. With 15 to go towards the middle, and that shot on goal goes in for the Mustangs. Now up to 9 here in the first quarter. As it's Connor Silliman.
That's scored by number 9, Connor Silliman.
That scores for the Mustangs, his second of the game, with 13.3 remaining here in this first quarter. The Mustangs really taking it to their nearby foe, just about 6 miles away between the two schools, and that one, nearly goes in. Ray looked like he got a piece of it, and that will close out this first quarter with a nice stop by Torrin Ray, preventing the Mustangs from going up by double digits in the first quarter. So with that, we'll take a break along with the two teams, as Plum, after one quarter play, leads the Gateway Gators 9-0 here on Gateway Gator Productions. Back here at Gateway High School in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. as the Plum Mustangs roll out to a 9-0 lead over the Gateway Gators in non-section action. Gateway 0-9 overall out of Section 1 in Class 2A. The Mustangs 2-3 in section play, and Section 2, 3-5 overall. And when talking with head coach Justin Osborne of the Mustangs, said once his offense starts clicking, they really start firing on all cylinders, and that's exactly what we saw through the first 12 minutes of this contest. Gateway, not a ton of answers defensively. A couple times they were able to get in the way, stop some shots towards the net, but Mustangs still able to get through. As the Gators start here in the second quarter with an offensive possession. Ball bounces. That one is picked up in the air from Dallas Steele. One of the top attackers for the Gators. Sends it out to Connor Olson. Steele gets it back and tries to wire one towards the net, and that one hits a defender, and well out of bounds it goes. Stepping through was Jacob Williams. He had a chance and then he lost it. Looked like he had given himself some space. Could have gotten a good look off, but just could not keep it in the pocket. And that one rolled all the way towards midfield and kicked back in. So a little combination, a couple sports here. Playing some soccer on the turf. And this one eventually blown dead. And possession will be given to Gateway. It'll be Princeton White. Takes his time, dumps it down to the right side. And back behind the cage to Dallas Steele. Steele, one of the captains for this Gateway Gators team, a guy that keeps his team motivated, but the Gators turn it over. And sent ahead. Noah Parente with it. The face-off specialist for the Mustangs gets it in deep, but that ball rolling into that silver end zone here at Antamarino Stadium. Now up top goes Plum. The Mustangs will set up. Tossed right into the middle. Connor Silliman tried to work it back inside, but couldn't. Plum holds on, though. Nearing 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. The Mustangs with a 9-0 lead. That one into the teeth of the defense, and the flag flies. Ball was headed towards Ben Hartley. And he took the brunt of the impact as he was trying to get into the interior. Connor Olson will go to the box. 30-second penalty on Olson. Plum will go man up. Quickly moved around. A quick shot from the middle again. Plum really doing a good job of working it to the interior. That was Ben Hartley again, who just got rocked moments ago, leading to that call on Olson. And this one from behind the cage goes in as the Mustangs reach double figures here against the Gateway Gators. Caden Anderson, the goal scorer for the Mustangs. He records a hat trick. So Anderson, along with Brody Howe, have tallied hat tricks so far for the Mustangs. And the Mustangs team with season high in goals coming with 17 against Winchester Thurston back on April 9th. Then they suffer 2 setbacks in a row to Freeport, a 17-6 loss, and an 11-7 loss to Chartiers Valley before a 10-6 victory over North Catholic, their most recent win, where Anderson and Howe also recorded hat tricks in that contest. As you see there on your screen, Landon Gribben heading to the penalty box, and that was something that Justin Osborne said the Mustangs did well in their most recent win against North Catholic as they stayed out of the penalty box. Hasn't been so much the case in this one, and a good centering pass out front, and the bounce shot just misses from Connor Olson. Gateway able to chase it down. They keep possession. Dallas Steele behind the cage, gets it back. He spins and just fires it towards the net. Stropka pokes it out of bounds as we return to full strength. Jacob Williams getting pressured behind the net by the long stick defender. Williams comes out in front. He shoots and he scores. Jacob Williams fires it past Marco Stropka, and the Gators are on the board. Right after the man-up advantage expired, Williams climbed out from below the goal line and put a good shot. Just a tight window from Stropka's leg to the post, and he sneaks it in, and the Gators get on the board. Jacob Williams, the junior attacker, standing at 5'11", one of several kids on this Gateway team that also plays hockey and is one of the team captains. So Williams getting on the board, trying to ignite something here for this Gateway offense as they come off the face-off and get possession. Here's Dallas Steele just taking a quick shot towards the net. Reminiscent of what the Gators were trying to do in the first quarter, take some shots from way outside, get anything towards the cage. But perfectly evident of Williams finally getting inside, and they score. So the difference there is Gateway found some time and space inside right after the man-up advantage was expiring, and Jacob Williams finds the loose ball again. Williams collides with a couple defenders, and he keeps it himself, and he scores again. Jacob Williams, a little how do you do, fends off the contact, and he puts it behind Stropka for his second goal in less than a minute. Jacob Williams trying to spark something here for the Gators. Trailed by 9 coming into the second quarter. Caden Anderson got the Mustangs their 10th goal to go up by double figures. But Jacob Williams, 2 unanswered himself. And a face-off win. But violation called. That ball's going to have to be given back. Princeton White, the sophomore, on the face-offs for Gateway. Now Plum just looking for a quick response. Contact inside, nothing called. A Mustang hit the turf. Plum will have it now. Out high. Pitch and go a pair of Mustangs. And a shot there from Matthew Amon. Just stepped into one towards Torrin Ray. Ray sort of stepped a little bit to the side, hoping to catch that one in his cross. but it goes wide, and Gavin Williams will toss it back to Torrin Ray. The freshman goalkeeper standing at 5'7", facing some pressure, just trying to get away. He somehow does, up to Carl Jackson, and Jackson does scoop it up. Flag flies. Plum touches it, and they'll go man down.
Gators.
So the penalty goes on number 9, Connor Silliman. 30 seconds for a hold. Gators go man up. They've scored the last 2. Jacob Williams with both of them. .44 seconds apart came Williams' goals. Dallas Steele just taking a quick shot. Stropka able to rise up with his stick and make a nice save.
Saved by Marco Skopad.
Here on the near sideline, Gateway fires it in down towards Dallas Steele. He regroups it off the turf. Gateway slowing it down a little bit. Trying to run their offensive set. Plum back to even strength, and that shot from way out by Connor Olson, stopped by Stropka. And Plum racing ahead, trying to get the pass off, and got a few players going back and forth at it. Number 12, Colin Ireland, one of them. And Caden Anderson for Plum. The other combatant for a second there. .5:29 to go here in the second quarter. As Plum leads Gateway 10-2, and a bouncing shot. Looked like Ray might have gotten a piece of it, but hit off the post and came back out. Plum working the outside. Now towards the middle, and a shot there. Another bouncing look from Ben Hartley. Ben Hartley's been quite active there. Serving as a little bit of a bumper in the middle of the defense. As Hartley, the senior, and Plum called for the violation. We'll turn it back over to Gateway. So Gateway doing a pretty solid job here defensively, holding Plum without a goal for the past 5 minutes. And a great defensive play, but the flag will fly, 2 of them. So some laundry on the turf. As it was Elijah Johnson that was attacking the cage. Looked like he got tripped up. So Gateway will go man up for the second time in as many minutes. So 1 minute for tripping is the call. That's on Plum's number 15, Blaine Favreau. Ball given out down to his knees. Goes Stropka for the save on Maddox Steele. So now Plum pushes ahead. Goes toward the middle. Receive there, but a Harmless bouncing shot in towards Ray, and he quickly ahead with the ball. That one pops up on Dallas Steele, and eventually he's able to pull it in. Steele bumped along there by Brody Howe. Just trying to shuffle something towards the net was Reed Davis. A light shot towards the cage, and Plum continues to push in transition, and they finally connect and score. But the goal is waved off. Said he stepped into the crease. And Plum continues to pressure here. And that's been Ben Hartley all along. Had the goal disallowed, but stuck with it, providing the pressure on Torrin Ray. Knocked him down, then got the ball back, and eventually Plum with the look towards the cage, but out of bounds it goes. So a chaotic sequence of events. Ben Hartley's been in the middle of this offense for the better half of the second quarter. Has yet to register a goal, as he thought he had one just moments ago, but disallowed. Stepped into the crease, got a little bit over-aggressive. Play resumes here to our right. Ball back to Noah Parente. Parente looking for the feed inside. Bounces all the way into Ray, and he just whips it down the field, and that one's caught by Dallas Steele. He turns, he's got some space, he shoots. What a save there by Marco Stropka. Man, has he come up with some tremendous saves in this contest as the junior goalkeeper for the Plum Mustangs, and there's another one towards the net. Stropka down again, and that one hops wide. This game has certainly picked up in some intensity. A little bit more physical here in this second quarter, especially the last half of it. And a great play by Torrin Ray to fly that one out past midfield, and Dallas Steele catches it on the fly, turns, finds some space. He was all alone in on Marco Stropka, but Stropka with the response. Maddox Steele dislodges that one from the Mustang defender towards the middle, but Stropka takes that one away. Two minutes to go here in this second quarter of action. That was a great defensive play by Gateway, dislodging the stick, and the ball rewarded to the Gators. And that one sent all the way downfield, trying to race it down is Jacob Williams. He'll get there, but he's met by Stropka, and he's dumped to the turf. But here comes the flag, and here comes some extracurricular. Dallas Steele flying in to help calm down Jacob Williams, so cooler heads prevail here. Stropka with a huge hit. Can hear it down from the field. You don't touch your goalie. It's a cardinal sin, whether that's lacrosse or hockey. You don't get into the way of the goalie, regardless if they're the ones that throw the hit. You're going to get a response from your teammates, and that's exactly what happened. So Jacob Williams was running down the loose ball, nearing the corner. And Marco Stropka came flying out from the cage and dropped Williams to the turf. Williams, in return, got up and had maybe some choice words. Obviously a little bit upset. And Stropka comes out to the bench. So 2 minutes apiece, or rather that was Colin Ireland down there. But Stropka in the box for sure for the Mustangs. So 2 minutes each unsportsmanlike conduct. All right, now sitting down is Jacob Williams. So Williams and Ireland down. Ireland was coming in, and so pair apiece as Stropka and James Burgess in the box for the Mustangs. And you see on your screen to the left, 21, Jacob Williams, and 12, Colin Ireland for the Gators. As the refs continue to sort things out. So going into the cage now, momentarily, Colby Birch, number 28 for the Mustangs, the junior varsity goalie for Plum. Stepped in this year for the Mustangs. He's a freshman, and Plum needed a goalie in order to field a JV team, their first year having a junior varsity program. Birch stepped in, and now he's getting a few minutes here with some varsity action. So James Burgess and Colin Ireland, both with the unsportsmanlike and out of the box. Who was in there for a second was Jacob Williams, who was the one that was dumped down by the goalkeeper, Stropka. And there's a quick shot by Connor Olson, and Birch with the save. Mustangs clear it. Full steam ahead, and they stop up. Shot towards the cage and stopped. That was Hartley again. Now that one hops towards the midfield line. Trying to find a recipient was Connor Olson, and no one was paying attention. That was sort of to no man's land. And now the Mustangs rush ahead. Great ball movement. Hold on to it. This time shoots it and whipping his stick. Down there in just disbelief was Hartley. Hartley gets it again and fires it wide. Ben Hartley's been all over the place for Plum on the offensive side of the field, and he just cannot buy a goal. The goal disallowed earlier here in the second quarter, and then tremendous ball movement around on the sequence coming up the field by Plum. And after the shot that went wide, Hartley so upset with himself, threw his stick onto the field. And eventually Gateway able to forward off that offensive push from the Mustangs. Princeton White now with it for the Gators. White works his way around, now looking to get a shot off. And great stick work by the long stick defenders for the Mustang. Didn't give Princeton White much of a chance to get a good shot off. And it goes out of bounds. And with two of the players out of the box right now, referees continuing to explain to the coaching staffs the penalty situation as James Burgess still continues to sit in the penalty box. So the first half comes to an end with Plum leading the Gateway Gators 10-2, and it's the Mustangs only scoring 1 goal in the second quarter after pouring it on with 9 goals in the first. Jacob Williams with the 2 tallies for the Gators brings it to an 8-goal deficit. So we'll take a break here on Gateway Gator Productions. We'll be back in a moment with the second half face-off. Gearing up for the second half of play here at Gateway High School as the Plum Mustangs take a 10-2 lead in the second half on a nice evening here on the east side of Pittsburgh. 55 degrees, partly cloudy, beautiful night as we close out April here. A couple more games for both teams down the stretch. The Gateway Gators will be back here on Tuesday against Penn Trafford for Senior Day, and we'll close things out on Thursday, May 2nd at Trinity. And for the Plum Mustangs, have a couple more section games, and big ones at that, with Indiana on the road on Monday, then Hampton Wednesday, May 1st, followed by Shaler on May 3rd and Mars on May 6th. And looking at the Section 2 standings, Plum sitting on the outside looking in the 7th spot with a 2-3 record behind Freeport, who's 3-4. Quaker Valley in the 5th seed at 3-2. Then it's Indiana 5-3, Hampton 4-1, Shaler with a perfect 5-0 section record, and there's Mars 8-0 atop the Section 2 standings. And quickly off the bat, Plum scores to kick things off here in the second half. A quick strike offense. We've seen it throughout the first quarter as the Mustangs slowed things down. In the second, only scoring 1 goal from Caden Anderson, but the Mustangs waste no time here to start the third quarter as they go up 11-2 on the Gators. And that one put into the back of the cage by Noah Parente. Just nearly 15 seconds into this third quarter. Parente gets on the board for the Mustangs, his first of the game. And the Plum offense has been powered by hat tricks from Brody Howe and Caden Anderson. And the 2 tallies for Gateway from Jacob Williams as Plum gets a shot towards the net. A little underhand throw there. Goes wide from number 8, Caden Anderson. Another shot from well out. Bounces itself wide. Another look towards Torrin Ray, but that one on the back of the cage in the crease, so Ray will be able to pick it up. He throws it way out on a 2-hopper. Gets into the stick of Connor Olson. Olson trying to connect with Dallas Steele. Unable to do so. Steele will run it down with a Plum defender strapped on him. That ball's still loose on the turf. And a collision there, but able to maintain it is Gateway. Maddox Steele had it, and that one eventually worked its way out. As we continue the physical play here to start the third quarter, Dallas Steele's trying to stick up for his brother, then eventually coming over, and Elijah Johnson with a big hit. But the whistle blew right beforehand, and the ball turned over to the Gators. So Elijah Johnson with the hit on Jack Macher. Now the ball down near the goal line. Trying to fight for it is Maddox Steele. Still loose. Johnson with those bright orange cleats behind the crease. And a trio of Mustangs along with Strobka back behind the net. Plum player hits the turf. Ball still near midfield and rather not in the cage throughout the first and majority of the second quarter. Marco Strapka got the start, but it's Colby Birch stepping in after Strapka received an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and has remained on the bench for the Mustangs, giving Colby Birch a big opportunity with a nice cushioned lead, getting him some time. The freshman goalkeeper, the starter for the junior varsity team, as the Gators will go a player down. Dallas Steele in the box. Caden Anderson works it out high to Jack Macher to the far side. Getting a cutter inside was Ben Hartley, and Hartley cannot get it to go. And if you're just joining us, Hartley has had plenty of opportunities throughout that second quarter and just could not find the back of the cage. And at one point, getting so frustrated, he threw his stick. So the ball has gotten into the pocket a ton for Ben Hartley, but he's just been unable to turn it into a goal. Back to even strength between these two teams as Plum leads at 11-2. And Gateway just trying to improve on some things here to finish off the season. The season, quote-unquote, rebuilding year mentioned by Dan Alexander as they move forward. Just two seniors on this team for the Gators, and Colin Valentine, the defender, and then Dallas Steele, who's seen the ball quite often today on the offensive side of things for the Gators, but a lot of youth in this program, so just trying to build things up to move forward. And a good save there by Torrin Ray. Knocks the ball away. Ball back out to Jenkins. Jenkins had dropped it, but gives it to Hartley, who's out top. And a turning shot stopped there right on the goal line, and Torrin Ray is shaken up. He twisted awkwardly in the cage, stopped the ball, looked like with the back of his leg. Ball was hopping there right on the goal line, but Ray hops back up. So the ball worked inside for the Mustangs, and they were able to get a shot towards the cage, and Ray fended it off with his leg, and now this one goes wide, high right. So Ray, the goalkeeper, not the typical starter for the Gators. Max Goss usually is, but unavailable for this contest. So Ray has stepped in the last handful of games for the Gators. Plum able to come away with the ball after the battle near midfield. Caden Anderson now awaits. The senior midfielder tosses it off to the right side, back to Anderson. Pitch and catch with a fellow teammate, and it's sliding in there. What a goal from Plum. That's Noah Parente for the Mustangs. He slid in there. What a shot. Low-angled shot gets in past Torrin Ray, and the Gators back up by, or the Mustangs rather, back up by 10. So Parente with both goals here in the second half. Comes 4 minutes and 37 seconds after his first goal of the contest, and Parente, one of the main face-off men for the Mustangs on the season, coming into this one. Had won 19 out of his previous 31 face-offs in the last 3 games. So has been solid in the face-off circle for the Mustangs, as they had a handful of other guys taking draws today. But Plum now attacking again, and Gavin Williams lays a big hit. Now the ball gets worked out. Caden Anderson able to come up with it. Some pressure from the Gators. Way out high. Go the Mustangs. Shot from the right side goes well left of the cage. Ball bounces all the way to the defense for the Mustangs. And clearing it for Plum was Blaine Favreau, and in towards the cage with a shot. That goes wide. Is Parente. Parente going for the natural hat trick. Has 2 in a row for the Mustangs. Ball rotated outside the perimeter. Goes to Alex Ladonin inside. And that one taken away by Torrin Ray as it was coming for the cross crease pass. But Ray smartly gets that stick out there and intercepts it. The pass attempted up to Connor Olson, and he'll just shovel it ahead. And trying to chase it down was Maddox Steele, and it goes out of bounds. So a heads-up play by Torrin Ray results in a quick turnover from the Gators, and the Mustangs right back on attack. Anderson from well out. Low shot. Bounces off of the goal. Ray got a piece. So the on-field officials trying to figure out things with the crew inside here at Gateway, trying to get the clock situation straightened out. Just a 10-goal differential and a 12-2 game as Plum gets back on offense after the turnover. Over to Caden Anderson. He hesitates, gives it over to Parente, tries a little behind the back action. Not sure if he was looking for a shot on goal or for a pass, but neither work. It goes out of bounds, and Gateway will get the ball with 13:13 to work here in the third quarter. Colin Valentine fires it up. Bouncing ball on Connor Olson, and he can't pick it up. The Mustangs right back to work. Oh my, trick shot there from the Mustangs, Parente. Parente, second time in as many seconds, trying a slick shot towards the net. First it was a behind the back shot that looked like could have been a pass, but went out of bounds. And then this time, right in the middle, goes between the legs, down low. And what would have been a highlight reel goal if he really connected there. And Torrin Ray responds with another save. So Torrin Ray starting to settle in quite nicely on that shot that came out from Connor Silliman. Silliman, who has 2 goals in the contest so far, puts his goal total up to 13 on the year. And this is a game that unfolded with Plum scoring 9 goals in the first quarter. Then made it 10-0 with Caden Anderson just minutes into the second, but it was Jacob Williams for the Gators. Got Gateway on the board with 2 tallies. And since then, Noah Parente has done the work here in the third quarter for Plum, extending that lead back to 10. And another save there by Torrin Ray on a high-rising shot as he launches it down the field. And Jacob Williams catches it. Williams, the goal scorer for the Gators. He'll try to get one towards net, but well defended by Plum. Great play from the long stick defenders coming from the backside. James Burgess with the play to dislodge it, and then also Marco Stropka out there now playing defense for the Mustangs after starting in the cage, and now giving way to Colby Birch getting some action in the crease for the Mustangs. Plum fighting for that ball, and now the physicality starting to ramp back up just a little bit. Saw it really hit a boiling point when Jacob Williams and Marco Stropka got into it a little bit, leading to Stropka and Williams both getting unsportsmanlike penalties, and Stropka, that was the end of the day for him in the cage. And now getting some time out with the long stick on the defensive side of things with a comfortable lead for the Mustangs. .42 seconds left in this third quarter. Gators trying to get it over the midfield line. Caleb Sonnefeld with it now ahead to Maddox Steele. Ball back on the turf, and picking it up is Princeton White. Slowly but surely, Princeton White fends off the stick from Blaine Favreau. Looks like Favreau is going to get called here. Flag came out from the official, and Favreau going to the box. So the Gators will go man up with 14 seconds here to go in this third quarter. Trying to get one last look before switching over to the fourth. And timeout will be called here by the Gators. They talk strategy before they head over to this man-up advantage. And as the two teams take a break on the field, so will we. We'll be back here in a moment with the Plum Mustangs up 12-2 on Gateway here on the Gateway Gators production. With just over 14 seconds to go in this third quarter, Gateway going man up as they trail by 10 to the Plum Mustangs in non-section WPIAL boys lacrosse action here on a beautiful Thursday evening in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Just after ball got back in play, whistle blown by the officials as they reset here. Now 11.9 on the clock. Jacob Williams, and the whistle blown again. So violation called on the Gateway Gators, and the ball goes over to the Mustangs with 9.8 seconds to go. So they'll just look to run things off, and trying to truck his way through a handful of defenders. And some extracurriculars again on the sideline as the third quarter comes to a close. As Landon Gribben fought his way through the gauntlet towards midfield, but that brings the third quarter to a close as the Plum Mustangs continue to hold a 12-2 lead over the Gateway Gators. We'll be back here in a moment on Gateway Gator Productions. Fourth quarter action set to begin here at Gateway High School as the Plum Mustangs lead the Gateway Gators 12-2 here in Class 2A WPIAL Boys Lacrosse. Non-section action. One more non-section game for Plum before they finish off with a really tough stretch in section play. Again, looking ahead, they have Indiana next Monday, followed by Hampton on Wednesday. Then Shaler and Mars to close things out as they sit with a 2-3 record, one spot out of a playoff position, where Freeport is 3-4 in that sixth and final spot. And Plum, not too long ago, falling to the hands of the Yellow Jackets, 17-6 on April 18th. But Plum quickly again finds the back of the net to start the fourth quarter. Cooper McCreary with the goal. So even though the goal scoring has certainly slowed down for the Mustangs, the one thing they have continued to do consistently is score quickly to start each quarter. Brody Howell scored 45 seconds into the first quarter. Took a couple minutes before Caden Anderson scored into the second, but Noah Parente scored just 15 seconds into the third quarter, and even quicker than that, 12 seconds in, Cooper McCreary has scored for the Mustangs to make it 13-12, and now a pair of players will sit in the box. Number 3, Caleb Sonnefeld for the Gators. And for the Mustangs, number 15, Blaine Favreau, for the Mustangs will both sit in the box. Plum trying to get the feet in front, just trying to shovel it towards the net, but eventually Torrin Ray able to pick it up. That one cleared all the way down the field, but not corralled from the Gators. Dallas Steele. So Plum right back to it. Whistle blown, flag on the field. So an unreleasable call on Jack Macher. 1 minute for unsportsmanlike. So you can see there a little bit of frustration mounting for Macher, the freshman midfielder for the Mustangs. So we continue 5-on-5, even strength play. With a shot from well out from Connor Olson, goes wide. So 5-on-5, 2 players in the box, 1 for each respective team. Caleb Sonnefeld and Jack Macher for the Mustangs. Another opportunity there as Jacob Williams just decided to rip one towards the cage from well out again and blocked and taken over by Plum. Plum defender just standing in the way, eating that shot, something that the Mustangs have really tried to work on, getting into the lanes when they can. The Gators now looking to set up offensively, trailing by 11, but that ball comes loose, and the Mustangs still trying to work for it. Maddox Steele trying to throw the body to keep it loose, and it still is on the turf. Steele eventually able to scoop it up. Gives it off to Jacob Williams. Jacob Williams, the goal scorer for the Gators, the lone one at that. 2 goals on the day. Tries to get a shot falling down, and it's blocked on the way to the cage and scooped up. Whistle looked like it was blown for Jacob Williams. Went to the turf and was down for a quick second. But play resumes and launched all the way back up across the 50-yard line here at Gateway High School. Plum trying to press here, trying to get a shot off, but Gavin Williams, good defensive stick. Loose ball on the turf, unable to be picked up by the Mustangs. And Gateway finally gets it away from danger, still loose, as Ray was well out of his crease. Plum retains possession. Tosses it up high to Caden Anderson. Anderson, a slick pass in. That one bounces right in front of Ray off the Mustang shot. Still loose in the crease, and Ray will take it and now fire it up past midfield. So a loose ball, but taken away from danger from Ray. And he gets it up towards his offense, but ball's still on the turf, hopping all over the place, and Plum finally able to take control. And once again, after the ball loose, the Mustangs able to retain it. And now Plum fires it well wide. Mustangs just trying to spin away from the Gators defense. Credit the Gateway defense, has seen a lot of action throughout not only just this game but the season. And when talking to head coach Dan Alexander, said that's definitely one of their strengths is their defense. They've seen a ton of time down here in front of their goalkeeper, just trying to keep the ball away. As you see there yet again, Princeton White able to get a piece of it, and that redirects out of bounds. So the ball flipped over to Gateway. Olsen tries to send it up. There's Steele fighting for it. Both brothers in the area. Dallas, the senior, and Maddox, the freshman, the brother duo. Now Plum presses. An underhand shot thrown wide, but a flag comes onto the play. Gateway, it looks like they're going to go man down. So Colin Ireland getting called for the cross check for 1 minute. Plum will go back to their man-up offense. So just a little over halfway through this fourth and final quarter, as the Mustangs have led by double digits now for majority of this fourth quarter and second half. The Mustangs have scored just 3 goals in this half, with Noah Parente scoring 2 in the third quarter, and Cooper McCreary quickly scoring to start things here in the fourth. And the offensive onslaught really came in that first quarter, where the Mustangs jumped out to a 9-0 lead. Mustangs continuing to work in their man-up offense. Moving it around, trying to find the open lane. Ball dislodged on the turf and finally picked up, and a bouncing shot there is sent wide. Cooper McCreary again with the chance. Ball given to Tornray. He sends that one well upfield. Trying to make the catch was Jacob Williams. He was hit mid-air. And now trying to escape the attackers of the Gators is Colby Birch, and that ball is taken away. And Birch well out of his cage. Mustang player had to run back into the crease and showing off his goaltending moves to his fellow goalkeeper, Colby Birch. So the ball now back to Plum. Just a high, lazy ball sent into the offensive side of the field. Trying to scoop it up is Carl Jackson. The Mustangs now surveying behind the cage. Looking like he wanted to shoot was James Burgess. Then gave it off and threw it out of bounds. So Gateway will take over. Way on the far sideline. Colin Ireland now will play it up. That one bounces up right in front of a Mustangs midfielder trying to get it. And now here comes Williams. Jacob Williams walking through the defense and right in front of the goal mouth. Can't put it on cage and it goes wide. What a glorious chance and great individual effort by Jacob Williams, as you see here, dicing around the defense. Absorbs the stick contact and pushes it just wide. Did all that work for nothing for Williams, and a great opportunity using his speed to get outside and then in. Seen a couple of those bursts from Jacob Williams, the junior attacker, standing at 5'11". Here he goes again. That one sent down by Plum. Gavin Williams on the receiving end got a stick on it, but Plum's able to pick it back up off the turf. Looking for an extra man coming in are the Mustangs. Now a shot rising up on Ray, and he makes the save. And he decides to send it all the way down the field, and there's Gavin Williams. Hit off the top of his stick and then hit off his helmet. That ball just must have not have been the bounce he was expecting. Was Jacob Williams. Took an odd bounce, hit the top of the stick and hit his cage. And he had some time where he was open, so if he could have corralled that and then turn and get a shot off, could have been a good thing there for Jacob Williams. Couple of opportunities here as we work our way to the 4.5-minute point to go here in the fourth quarter. Sent over to Scott Pushik. Pushik, a freshman for this Mustangs team. A handful of junior varsity guys getting some action here. Again, part of this Plum program that's establishing their JV team for the first time this season. So, speaks volumes about the growth of lacrosse in Plum. Looking to win game number 4 on the year, would tie the program record. last year, just getting 3 wins in Justin Osborne's first year as head coach. And there's a shot and goal scored by Dallas Steele. He gets it, turns, and scores. And the Gators now have gotten it back within a 10-goal deficit. Dallas Steele, one of the more productive members on this Gateway offense, finally getting on the board for the Gators. So really, if you take away the first quarter in this game, it would only be 4-3 Plum. Gateway has tightened up pretty nicely defensively and has been able to convert on a handful of opportunities. Jacob Williams with the 2 goals in the second quarter, and now Dallas Steele, albeit it's been Plum that got out to that big lead, and since then have really rolled their bench out. Also, Colby Birch in the cage now, the freshman goalkeeper and replacement of Marco Stropka. A lot of credit goes to Gateway for not quitting. They've been in this spot a lot this year. Again, only 9 goals scored coming into this contest, adding 3 to that total overall. They've been shut out 4 times this year against Moon, South Fayette, Chartiers Valley, and Franklin Regional. But, you know, despite what the scoreboard says, Dan Alexander mentioned that this team has really improved a lot. A younger team with a lot of kids before coming into high school never picking up a lacrosse stick. So definitely a lot of growth through this season for the Gators. As Plum continues to work its way up, the long stick defender for the Mustangs getting an opportunity. That was Caden Anderson working his way all the way up now, owning the long stick pull. Anderson, the hat trick on the day so far for the Mustangs, along with Brody Howe. So Anderson a hat trick, Howe a hat trick. Silliman has a pair of goals. Noah Parente has a pair of goals. Then it's been Matthew Amon, Shane Jenkins, and Cooper McCreary, the other goal scorers for the Mustangs, with a flag on the field. So Plum will go player up yet again. Already Dallas Steele in the box. So with 2:25, the Mustangs will go up by 2 players as Connor Olson made the slow walkover, now gets into a jog, heads to the box. Mustangs looking for one last laugh here at Gateway High School, Antamarino Field. Trying to tuck it in from behind the cage where the Mustangs, and another behind the back shot. So Plum on a handful of occasions has tried some of those nifty looks onto the net. And it's Parente again. Who else would it be? He's been the guy to do it all. Just trying to score a highlight reel goal before it's all said and done. That shot coming out high from Landon Gribben. Gribben's been quite physical in this game a couple of times coming up the sideline. There's Parente again, a high rising shot, but Ray's able to fight it off. Plum maintains. That one fired wide as a defender was closing out on his man. So Plum doing, or rather Gateway doing a good job of closing out here defensively on this 2-man down situation, as they return at least one guy to the field. but it doesn't matter. There is Ben Hartley finally getting that goal. He's been working all night long. As you can see, the celebration ensuing here for the senior, able to put it into the back of the net.
Number 2, Ben Hartley.
You can hear the Plum faithful cheering along for Ben Hartley. He's been trying all night long to find the back of the cage, and he finally does so. And that's got to feel good. At one point, so frustrated he couldn't score, he threw his stick about 10 yards on a golden opportunity, but this time, right in the teeth of the defense, it's Ben Hartley that scores. With 1:39 left, Plum goes back up by 11. Plum continuing to work after the goal. The Mustangs situate themselves in the offensive side, but a pass goes awry and out of bounds it goes. A nice chase down there by the Mustangs, but not enough. And with 1 minute left, ball on the turf, but eventually picked up by the Gators, Princeton White. Gators just looking for one last opportunity towards the cage, maybe get one last goal in before it's all said and done. Maddox Steele pressured hard there, and wow, what a shot and score there. Unbelievable by Maddox Steele. He was well below the goal line and just tossed it up, and it hits off of Colby Birch, and that's one way you can score a goal. He just threw it right by the end zone here at Gateway High School, by that silver end zone. Maybe looking for a centering pass, and it hits off of Colby Birch and goes in. An unfortunate bounce, but a smartly placed shot, regardless if it was really intended to or not. Maddox Steele getting on the score sheet, the freshman for the Gators, with 40.8 seconds to go in this contest. So maybe you can take something away from that goal. If you're Maddox Steele, just throw something in front. Maybe good things will happen. And that's exactly what happened there for the Gators to get back and bring this game within 10. As we near 30 seconds left, Plum almost throwing the ball out once again. Down inside. And nice step up there by Torrin Ray on the Plum attacker. Was right outside the crease, and Ray just took away that angle, and that ball eventually goes out of bounds. So with 10 seconds now to go, Plum one last chance. Ray makes the save, bounces off to his left. Loose ball, just trying to rake it towards the net. It doesn't go, and the ball is still loose as time expires, and Plum will walk away with this one, 14-4. Hat tricks from Caden Anderson, Brody Howe. Both of those coming in the first half after a 9-goal first quarter for Plum. Really was just about it. And from there on out, they lived comfortably and close it out. And the goal scorers for the Gators, Jacob Williams with a pair. And then Dallas Steele and Maddox Steele, the brothers, getting on the board to close this one out. Well, that'll do it here from Gateway High School. Thank you to our entire crew here at Gateway Gator Productions. I'm Nathan Breisinger saying so long, as Plum's victorious 14-4 over the Gateway Gators in Class 2A WPIAL non-section boys lacrosse action.